Let's begin. It's the win. Listen, laugh, and learn and understand. Hope, believe that you can. It's the Women's Information Network. It's the win.
Welcome to the Win Show. We're so glad you joined us. I'm Paula Fellingham, CEO of the Women's Information Network. It's thewinonline.com. We're the online home for all women, all ages. We're a community of women helping women live joyful lives filled with passion and purpose. Our hosts are Suzanne Peterson. She's a talented nurse and mother of 4. And Lauralee Christiansen is the Executive Vice President of the WIN. And Kimberly Coles is an actress. She's a comedian, an author, and a host. Our guest today is Rhonda Wada. She's an expert on teens and parenting teens. She's a single mother of 2 perfect teenagers, Neil and Alyssa. Rhonda's unique approach to parenting today's teens will bring new perspective and sanity and joy to parenting your teen. Rhonda's the creator of the Teen Experience and the Mother-Daughter Experience, and she's a certified facilitator for motivating the teen spirit and a heart virtues expert and trainer. What is a heart virtues expert?
That's a great question.
We're so glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Your heart virtue is like your spiritual DNA.
Okay.
It's the thing that is most precious to you, the thing that you were meant to come here to do with your life. And it gets kind of covered up with life experiences.
It does.
So I use it as a process to help teens focus in on something that can really uplift them and that will always be with them.
Oh, I like that.
I like that too. You know, Paula said you have 2 perfect teenagers. I have to say, I think the funnest years of my life were when I had 4 teenagers at once. I love teenagers, but I know there's no such thing as a perfect teenager. Just like there's no such thing as a perfect mom.
No, no. Lauralee's got a 16-year-old. I've got a 16-year-old. We know what we're talking about.
Tell me, some people would say it takes a lot of courage to work with teenagers. What made you decide to do that?
That might be one word that they use.
Courage,
right?
Courage.
Courageous or crazy, one or the other.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of reasons why I work with teenagers. One is because I was a teenager, and there's a 15-year-old in every woman.
There is, no question.
And it was a pretty rough go of it for me at certain times. When I was about 12, I was ostracized by a bully, and no one spoke to me for over a month. As an adult, that could be a nice vacation. But
as a 12-year-old,
you know, it felt like
devastating.
Eternity.
Yes, devastating.
So that was a pretty big experience for me. And then at the same time, my parents were one of the first sets of parents to divorce in the wave of divorces that happened in the early 80s.
I'm sorry.
And those things coupled together were pretty traumatic.
That's a huge burden to be carrying around.
The thing was, on the outside, I still looked like I had it all together. And no one really knew that on the inside, there was a scared little girl with like no self-esteem. And I just never got caught. Someone would say, well, she is really articulate. She gets good grades. Everybody likes her. You know, it all looks good on the outside. There were other things going on. I was drinking by the age of 12.
So this all helped you understand teenagers better, and now you really understand them from the inside out.
From the inside out. I already understood them from the inside out. All of this, the point of this work for me is knowing that there are leadership teens, there are star athletes, there are honor students, and they're all struggling. There are a lot of them that are at the end of their rope, and no one would know it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
tell us some of the things that you teach in your workshops, and how do you get these teens from where they are to where they're healthy and ready to take on the rest of their lives?
My primary goal is to empower their potential and authenticity, and I kind of trick them into that.
tell us how you do that.
We all there are no teens listening right now. How do you do that?
We create a safe space where they're able to just start to share who they really are with people, and then understand what's motivating them, fall in love with themselves again, make integrity-based decisions. And it does kind of sneak up on them. By the end of the day, they're sharing so much that they sometimes won't stop. But
it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. At my last workshop, there were 3 teens, only 3 out of all of them that said they actually wanted to be at the workshop.
Oh, really?
Right? And 2 of them were mine.
Oh.
Okay. So Really one. By the end of that, only one of them said that she didn't want to return, and I haven't given up on her yet.
Okay. So what's the
Good for
biggest
you.
struggle that you see with teenagers and parenting teenagers?
The biggest struggle for the teens themselves, I feel, is that we have not, as a society, really made it okay to be real.
I agree.
You know, to really be
Authentic.
real.
Just yourself.
Exactly. And because we're all such powerful, successful women, we make it look so easy.
Well, and teenagers aren't even sure what is real.
Yeah.
They're going through that
Who am I?
development process where they're trying to discover that
Exactly.
anyway.
Very true.
Exactly.
And
it's
they
true.
put up this facade, but it's really their insecurities that are coming through.
Very true. Very true. And they think everybody else has it all together. You know?
Well, because we compare our worst with their best, with
Right.
what we perceive to be their best.
Exactly. And what if they're having the same act?
Yeah, and we can't come out on top when we do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So teaching them emotional authenticity, teaching them that it's safe to be who they are, and providing communication tools so that teens and parents can work together for the whole highest good of the family.
I was just about to ask you that. Do you also work with the parents too? Because this has to be, you know, if they're all in the house together, they have to be speaking the same language.
Yeah.
I
So you
do.
that.
I do. I actually created the program, the Teen Experience and the Mother-Daughter Experience, exactly for that reason, to give teens and parents an opportunity to kind of get into each other's worlds and really understand what it's like to be each other.
Yes, I love that.
This is good work.
This is
Very
good work.
necessary.
You know, one
Thank
of the
you.
most heartbreaking things I've seen teens experience is exactly what you experienced, where they're bullied. How do you help a teen through that? I mean, you can't go wading into it and
Yeah, you
fix
can't
it
be
for
there
them.
at school with
How
them.
do you help them from the sidelines?
Yeah.
It's really giving them the tools on how to communicate, how to ask for help, how to say, I need help. Because like I said, that's just not allowed so much. It's not, it's like not okay to need help. You know, you're helpless if you have to ask for help.
How long does it take, Rhonda, to go from where you just start with maybe a kind of a damaged little sweet soul to where they're pretty healthy? About how long is it? Of course, it's so individual, but
It really is, and that's one of the biggest misperceptions when I say that I work with teens, is that people assume that it's a very troubled teen, right?
okay, or it's instant and it's
Well, that it's an instant fix or that it's a troubled teen. So, first of all, my experience is that all teens are troubled by something,
Yeah.
right? There's what
Weren't we all? Weren't we all
yeah.
troubled by
I
something?
think
Sure.
that's true.
So they're all troubled by something, and the biggest obstacle is even having parents realize that, hey, there's somebody else that may have something to someone else that may have something to offer in the development of my child, and allowing that space for them to grow independent of a parent and of a family unit. And so it's really impossible, Paula, to answer that question because it
It is
is.
so individual.
And it is recommended that it be continual work. I mean, it's like
Sure.
saying, you know, as an adult, we go to the doctor and it's just instantaneously healed.
exactly,
You know,
yeah.
and it's not that way. So definitely we really like to keep them in the work and in the environment of learning and growth. And
This is a fabulous work, and it's almost time for us to close. Let's talk about your show. What's the name of your show?
the show is the Teen Experience.
The Teen Experience.
And the
This-
mother-daughter one, too.
And I have another show called the Mother-Daughter
I
Experience.
love that. Yes, she has 2 shows, and it is time to close. We are so glad that you joined us. We'd like to invite you to come to thewinonline.com, where you get solutions and you share ideas and you really connect with women worldwide. Thanks so much again for joining us.
Thank you
and
for having me.
we invite you to choose to live joyfully, to live life with passion and with purpose.
It's the Women's Information Network.